Hi, I'm Greg Johnson with the NCAA News, and today we're here with Rogers Redding, who is the NCAA Secretary Rules Editor for football. Rogers, the Football Rules Committee made several recommendations over the last 3 days. Could you talk about the new 40, 25-second play clock that will be instituted if it passes through?
Sure, Greg. The issue of consistent pace of the game is what the committee has been concerned about. And so what we've done this year is to approve what's referred to as a 40, 25-second play clock. And what that means is that when the ball becomes dead on any play, when the ball becomes dead, the 40-second clock will immediately start. And then once the umpire places the ball on the ground, the ball will be able to be snapped by the offensive team. In the past, the play's been stopped. The umpire puts the ball down, and the referee would have to indicate the ball, give a ready-for-play signal, as we call it. Now there won't be a need for a ready-for-play signal. However, there will be many times during the game when we will go back to a 25-second clock, because if we have an administrative stoppage, for example, if we have a penalty enforcement, or if we have a team timeout, or if we had an injured player, or a dog runs on the field or something like that, where we have to shut things down, then it would go to a 25-second clock. So the idea is to provide a more consistent range of time within which the ball would be snapped.
Staying with the timing issues, there also is a proposed change when a ball carrier goes out of bounds. Could you enlighten us on that?
Forever, as long as anybody's known the game of college football, when a ball went out of bounds, when the ball carrier carried the ball out of bounds, the clock stops, and the clock would not start again until the ball was snapped. Now, what we're going to do is start the clock, rather than when the ball was snapped, we're going to start the clock when the referee signals it to be ready, and for the signals for the game clock to start, except in the last 2 minutes of every half. That's the time when teams are trying to use the clock, and so in the last 2 minutes of the half, the old rule will stay in play. That is to say, ball goes out of bounds, clock stops, it will not start until the ball is snapped.
Okay. And moving over to student-athlete safety, I know that was a big topic of discussion with the group. Could you talk about the helmet contact and some of the rule changes that are points of emphasis that you guys want to?
Right. An important piece of the meeting was the representatives from the National Athletic Trainers Association, and they talked about injury to players in the helmet, in the head area from two aspects. If a player delivers a blow with the crown of his helmet, that's injurious to the player who delivers the blow. At the other end of that, a defenseless player who receives the blow is also at risk. So we put in two rules to really clarify existing rules, but put in two rules specifically, one to address the contact with the crown of the helmet against an opponent, and then the other one is contact against a defenseless player who is targeted by the player delivering the blow, and that blow, if that blow is above the shoulders, it's now illegal. Whether it's helmet to helmet or not doesn't matter. It could be a hand to the head. It could be something above the shoulder with the shoulder pad, that sort of thing. But if it is a initiated contact and targeted against a defenseless player, that's a foul.
And these will be 15-yard penalties.
And these will be personal foul, 15-yard penalties, potentially ejecting a player if it's a flagrant foul. And in the week following the game, the commissioners and the teams could look at tapes of the game, and if they see a play that the officials may have called the foul but didn't throw the player out, they can impose another penalty, suspension for a game or suspension for 2 games or whatever seemed appropriate.
Staying with the student-athlete safety aspect, you guys also proposed a change for the horse collar tackle. Could you describe what that is and the inherent dangers to that technique?
Okay, the rule now will read that in tackling a player, if a defender grabs a player at the back of the shoulder pad or the jersey, that is in the collar of the shoulder pad or the jersey, or on the side of the shoulder pad or the jersey, and immediately jerks the player to the ground, that's a foul. The trainers were have got a lot of information indicating that's dangerous. It's not dangerous if you grab the guy by the collar and he pulls you along. Okay. The key element of this, there's 2 key elements of it: grabbing the player by the collar or jersey and immediately pulling him to the ground. Okay. If you don't have both of those, you don't have a foul. But the danger comes in a player being suddenly stopped and then pulled to the ground, and there's a lot of knee and ankle and back injuries that result from this.
Well, Rogers, thanks for enlightening us on the new proposed rules changes, and thanks for joining us.
You bet, Greg. Nice to be with you.